This game is once in a century. Be there at Casey Center on February 12th. Go to HarlemGlobetrotters.com for your tickets to the 100-year tour.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
The Murph and Andy Show is brought to you in part by Ramsey Subaru, home of the toughest, most reliable cars in the world and the people who back them up, on Hickman Road in Urbandale.
Well,
What's up? I'm Jake Brend with Bigger Than 12, joined by my co-host Derek Duke, where every Sunday we break down the Big 12 Conference.
We'll recap the full day in the Big 12 and look ahead to next week.
We talk a lot of Iowa State, but it's not just Cyclones. We go from Morgantown to Salt Lake City and everywhere in between. Be sure to check out Bigger Than 12 every Sunday here on Iowa Everywhere.
Attention all campers.
Keith Murphy.
What I do have are a very particular set of skills I've acquired over a very long career.
Andy Fales.
I'm telling you straight, it's my way or the highway.
Powered by AD.
Just a bit outside.
Murph and Andy. Live and on demand across Iowa Everywhere from the Channel Seed Studios. Murph and Andy. Connected by Cellular Advantage.
Yeah, it's Murph and Andy live from the Westown Tap. Go live from a Cyclone bar on Friday, they said.
Yeah, it sounded just fine
to
us
like a
when
good plan.
somebody floated the idea out there. It was fine. It turns out the timing couldn't be better.
Yeah,
Jeez.
for fans, because some are showing up early, having a couple of early pints.
Yeah, a few of them have just been like, the hell with it. I'm going to go ahead and start the weekend now and start drowning my sorrows. It's a day of reflection. We've all been here before, right? We know the drill.
I've been here many times, yes.
I mean, we've been at the Westown Tap before, but we've been in this position of being fans or media that covers the school that gets cherry-picked.
Yes, many times. And let's start with...
Let's get right into it. We have a bunch of formalities that we normally do at the beginning of the show, but let's put those aside today.
Okay, we can do that.
We'll get back to them.
Yeah, we'll get back to a more in-depth conversation, but let's start with what we know, what I know at this time, and I'm very careful, or try to be, with things like this because they can be fluid. A one phone call from a player or a wife or a second thought can flip the whole thing. But Matt Campbell is in talks with Penn State to become the next head football coach at Penn State. Terms are being discussed. His buyout is only $2 million. Penn State can find that under the sofa cushion, so that's not going to be an issue. Campbell has not signed anything, last I knew, and the deal is not done. It's not announced, and it's not confirmed, and Campbell hasn't said a word. But Penn State, officials from Penn State arrived last night in Story County, in either Ames or Gilbert. There was a meeting. They talked for quite a while. Campbell has considered it, and the most recent thing we know is that he is negotiating to become the next Penn State head coach. Doesn't mean it's done, but it feels pretty close.
You're giving some people some hope.
I'm not trying to.
I want you to know these two. Like, we've got some people in the audience here that just pulled their chairs a little closer.
It's being finalized, but we've just seen enough. It's rare. It's rare. I don't want to give any false hope, But I just think you have to be careful in making people feel like it's a done deal before there's a signed contract.
We have to do this. People roll their eyes when we do. But look, I mean, you get this wrong, nobody ever forgets it. You get it right, well, yeah, everybody got it right? Everybody knows this is happening today. But, yeah, you're right. I mean, it's one phone call, things that aren't signed. You have last-minute negotiations. You know, especially in situations like this, it's kind of desperate, right? I mean, desperation sets in. People overreact. You get these last-minute offers that happen. You know, it doesn't feel like that's going to be like one of those situations today, but 2 days ago,
Wednesday,
when we were talking about this, this was didn't seem like it was really in the realm of possibility. I mean, you know, kind of out there. We talked about it.
Sure.
But it didn't seem like it was going to happen.
The sound-off crap team hasn't even discussed Penn State yet.
It didn't even come up.
It didn't even come up yet, although it will come up now, or some people are about to be fired. The crap team, that is. So, AD, let's get back on format here for a minute, and then we're going to do a deep dive on why Matt Campbell might stay, or why he might have stayed. I don't think he's going to stay. And why he would consider, and I think he will go to Penn State. But first, the Guest House Tavern and Oyster in West Des Moines sets the table for sports and more. It includes the Campbell Watch that we're on right now, Ferentz future. We're having a coach stick around for 27 years. Looks more and more like a unicorn these days.
No, Iowa fans, again, feeling good about their position.
And Beers on Ben. That's all coming up. Guest House Tavern nightly specials, including tonight's Surf and Turf. All right, Andy, let's do a quick high or low since the last show.
Presented by Wealth Charter, Retirement Planning and Tax.
To Tim Hawkins today, the IRS has new contribution limits for next year. Your 401k limits went up. The Roth IRA limits went up.
That good or bad news for Matt Campbell?
I can't even imagine what his 401k contributions would look like. The good news for Matt Campbell is he can add an extra $1,000 to that next year.
Yeah, wow.
Right. Not such a big deal for him, but for those of us here, it is. And Tim Hawkins can explain all that to you if you find it at wealthcharterretirement.com. We are kind of in my neighborhood here in West Des Moines, and I love this because these, I can proudly say, these are my neighbors right here. This is Logan and Michael. They get so much attention. Their Christmas light display is up right now.
See, I wasn't looking at the screen, and I thought you were talking about the gentleman in front of us. But no, you mean
Logan and Michael.
No, that's not Logan and Michael. That's Steve and Nick. Anyway, this is right in my neighborhood. I get to drive by this every night as I come home. They totally go all out. Look at that. They got
Buddy the Elf.
Yeah, Buddy the Elf out there. They got all sorts of stuff. I love seeing that right now at this time of the year. That's my high.
My high, and it's a quicker one today, thankfully, because we're going to get back on Campbell Watch here at Westown Tap. But more from my parents' VHS tote that they left behind. This is a lost tape, and this is as I'm sitting out my non-compete 30 years ago, and this is L. Doug King.
Due to a non-compete clause, the part of Keith Murphy will be played by L. Doug King in the following announcements.
Hi, I'm Keith Murphy. For the past 6 months, I've been working myself in the best possible shape of my life. Soon, I will be able to anchor News Center 13 Sports and host my new Sunday night sports show, Sports Sound Off. Well, time to get back to the weights.
Keith Murphy's Sports Sound Off, starting soon Sunday nights on News Center 13.
So here's
who is that guy?
Oh, well, here's partly why it's a high. So I don't even remember that promo.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, so I put it on Facebook, and I was like, does anybody have any idea what happened to L. Doug King? And like 10 minutes later, L. Doug King says, I'm right here in West Des Moines.
No way.
So he still lives here. He's a successful businessman. He's still better looking than me. And looks like he's having a happy, successful life.
Is he still in shape?
Yes, very much so. And he apologized for his bad acting. That's what he said, too. He said, I'm sorry.
That's funny. That's funny.
Let's get the buzz here on a Friday.
The Buzz. Brought to you by Logier Heating and Cooling.
All right, so quick story about Lozier. So Jeff Kelderman was telling me his son was smelling gas in his home, and not the kind like that Kelderman would leave behind, which would be a fart smell.
Okay.
All right, so he
different gas.
So the son called Mid-American Energy. They found a leak. This is Wednesday. It's about to be the coldest night and morning of the
bad time for a leak.
So they called Mid-American. They found a leak. They shut the gas off. This is 4:30 p.m. Wednesday, and it's before the coldest night of the year. So Kelderman, who watches our show, had his son call Logier. Logier came by, fixed it. 2 hours later for what Kelderman calls a reasonable price, and he's a cheap bastard. Mm-hmm. So that's a really good sign. Fixed it by 7:30, called shortly after 4:30 that day on a busy day for heating and cooling.
That's a good endorsement.
Yeah, so well done. All right, The Buzz. This show runs the risk of not being a big after-watch podcast because we're kind of in the moment here as we're waiting to hear if there's a players meeting. So far, last I knew when I walked in, no players meeting had been scheduled. That's when you know it gets real, because about 99 times out of 100 when the players are told to meet, it's not for the coach to say, "I've decided to stay." It's to tell them that he's gone. The players meeting has not been called yet, as the terms of the contract continue to be negotiated. So What would make Matt Campbell go to Penn State, as he's apparently going to do? Well, it's a premier job. It is unlimited resources, and the most important part of that these days is NIL. They can get you the NIL to buy the players. I think we all hate that's such a big part of college football now, and basketball, but it's real. Campbell, like most coaches that are at a place not like Penn State, is frustrated by the NIL at Iowa State. He'd like it to be more.
It is what it is, right?
Yep, is what it is. And Jamie Pollard's been transparent over the years about we've done everything we can to keep Matt Campbell, including letting him wear black uniforms and whatever else they want to do, but they can't match Penn State. Iowa State can't come close to matching Penn State. Iowa State athletics is in a bit of a financial crisis with a future that looks cloudy. You have the Big 12 versus the Big 10 SEC, and that gap, as it appears now, is only going to widen. And if you're Matt Campbell, you start to wonder, are you hitting your head on the ceiling of what you can do at Iowa State? You've checked almost every box.
I
what
think
else can you do?
Has to have been wondering that for several years now.
And now you have BYU and Texas Tech just backing up loads of cash. So you're still going to have to compete with those teams. So it's not like it felt a couple of years ago where it's like anybody can win the Big 12. Now you're seeing two schools that are going to invest so much money that's not going to happen at that level at Iowa State, and the team with the best players often wins.
Yeah, look, it is a far bigger state. It has history that Iowa State can never have. It is near it's in the region where he grew up. It certainly was a program that there's no doubt Matt Campbell grew up respecting, if not worshiping, right? And Joe Paterno, all that Penn State has. Iowa State will never have that. We all know this stuff, and it is beaten over our heads. We're beaten to death with this stuff here in Iowa. We get this all the time. I read a column today in USA Today that just totally pissed me off.
Yeah, let's hear. What was that?
It was the guy that I don't remember the name of the writer. He was doing what he was supposed to do, but it's the same old shit. Where someone comes in and they're like, well, look, I mean, Kraft, the AD, what is his first name? Pat Kraft, the AD, Patrick Kraft. I mean, he has got to. He's screwed everything up to this point. He couldn't get Matt Rule out of Nebraska, and he's his best friend. If he screws this up, he shouldn't be able to come back to State College. All he's got to do is go in there and offer the job to Matt Campbell, and he'll take it. He points out that Matt Campbell has been a tough win, to this point, that other programs have tried to give him the job, and they've, inexplicably he's turned them down. But it's the same old stuff about how, any coach that can count and is competitive would see that this job is much more appealing than Iowa State could ever be, points out all the problems at Iowa State and, the financial hole that they're in. He pointed out the recruiting class that he drew the other day and how that was such a big deal at Iowa State, but in fact it was peanuts.
Yeah, it was his best recruiting class ever, and it was 50th in the country.
Right, yeah, and he really kind of dissected that a bit, and basically is just like, if he can't get Matt Campbell out of Iowa State, then he needs to quit, right? Because any fool would be able to do that. We've heard all of this stuff before, where it seems like just anybody, honestly, it makes me wonder sometimes if other professions spin this the way that sports does, right? Are there farmers like down in Mississippi trying to grow corn, and they're like, well, you really want to be a corn farmer. You can't stick around here in Mississippi. You need to go up there to Iowa, the big leagues. Yeah. Or, there's no point in you even growing corn down here, right? Somebody from Iowa comes down and offers you a plot of land. You got to leave everything you got in Mississippi and go up there. I mean, look, it's like all of these people just think that there's nothing else that matters to anyone on earth other than a pile of money, right, and a championship, right? When there is, first of all, I mean, you get to the point, and I was talking to Tim Hawkins about this, and he confirmed. Yeah. You get to the point, $5 million in Ames, $10 million in State College. I mean, look, I understand that's twice as much money, but does that give you twice as good a life there? I mean, you can make an argument, a good argument, to finding something that makes you happy in a place where you are appreciated and the bar is not extremely high, ridiculously high as it is at Penn State, and the person has to be respected for deciding to just stay there. Yeah. I mean, it's like going up to anybody and saying, your wife is okay, but there are a lot better looking women out there, and you cut yourself short, man. Yeah. I mean, you could have gone out. You could have gone for the most beautiful woman in the world. What are you doing? Happy with this mediocre-looking woman? What are you doing? and you're just like, what? Do you really not think
your wife
that there's something
just
wrong?
Sat down and is wondering about the context of this conversation? Like, this is not one to join mid-paragraph, is it?
No. Well, so
this is not an anecdote from his life.
And it's an example. And we just have to take it, right? Because we understand where we are. There is nothing that we can do to quadruple the population in Iowa. Right. There is nothing that we can do to quadruple the state GDP here, the per capita income in Iowa. There's nothing that we can do to change who we are here. We can only do the best that we can. And if somebody else comes in and makes a bigger offer, we can't stop that, right? We can only try to make it as good as possible. But for others
Andy,
to look at us and like disrespect somebody for deciding to stay here, because, look, I mean, it comes personally. You and I have both done this numerous times, decided to stay here, as many people have in many different professions.
You left and came back.
Yeah, right. Well, and we always underestimate the value of peace of mind.
Yeah, just being happy is okay.
Right. Now, that said, I have a completely different take that I'm workshopping right now that will probably I will flesh out what's bugging Andy on Sunday. But it goes like this. If Matt Campbell leaves for Penn State, this is what is supposed to happen. Okay? Now, let me take this.
Yeah, workshop this a little bit. I'm not following you yet.
Okay, well, let me take this off on a bit of a tangent here. So early 1900s, wolves were extirpated from Yellowstone National Park. No wolves. Okay.
Didn't see it go in this direction.
No wolves in Yellowstone.
Okay.
All right, they're all gone. So the elk in Yellowstone don't have their number one predator.
Okay, which one is Iowa State here? Is Iowa State the wolves or the elks?
Well, just
all right.
stay tuned.
Sorry, Murph.
So the elk get fat and happy and lazy, and they eat all the little trees along the riverbanks and the streams, and the beavers got nothing to eat, nothing to build dams with, no beavers along the rivers and streams. So there's no beaver ponds, and so there's no fish, and there's no waterfowl and everything that depends on the beaver ponds. It screws up the entire order. It just screws everything up. In the 90s, biologists realized this is a problem. The elk are fat and happy. They're lazy. They're screwing up the ecosystem. We are going to reintroduce wolves to set it straight again. They bring back the wolves, and very shortly, the elk can't just hang around the rivers and eat everything and get all fat and happy, because the wolves are going to eat them. So they get in shape. Wolves start thinning out the elk. The entire ecosystem returns, and it is the way it should be now because of this. So what happens is...
Yeah, I got to get this to Iowa State and Penn State.
The coaches in college football, the ecosystem that we have here is that these coaches get fat and happy in these jobs, right? And like Iowa State. And we get all worried that they're going to go somewhere else. So we give them these gigantic buyouts. We give them these huge contracts. They get way too powerful at these schools. The media can't check them. The media fawns all over them. They got, 2-3 huge pocketed donors who are buddies with them. Nobody can say boo to them. It ends up dragging down the entire university. When they finally have to get rid of this coach because of something he does or he's not winning, it straps the whole school because they've got to pay a $60 million buyout, and it's a big mess, and get rid of him. This is natural selection. These coaches, every now and then, they got to be thrown to the wolves. They got to go out there, get another job where he's got to go to Penn State now, and he's got to run around and live amongst the wolves that are at a bigger state, or a bigger school with higher expectations, tougher fan base, tougher opponents, tougher media, a much higher bar to clear. They got to get out there and prove that they belong. Otherwise, they should get eaten and thrown back down to the smaller schools and the smaller programs. You follow me now?
I do.
I'm still workshopping this. All right? It's still in its infancy. But I think it makes sense. Matt Campbell has been at Iowa State for a long time.
10 years.
Yeah, he's been and they broke out his record. We've all seen it. We've seen the 7-6s, the 11-3 year, had a 9-3 year. Is that for Iowa State? That's really good.
It is.
But for the most part, if you're looking at it as a Penn State fan, you're like, it's all right.
Yeah,
but let's see if he's got the legs to really run with the Wolves now. Now, some of the best coaches, they do, right? They get out there and they make it happen, but most of them don't. They fall to the Wolves that are out there. But if you really want it to be healthy, and then Iowa State doesn't get locked into some gigantic contract that they can't get out of, like Fran McCaffrey at Iowa, like so many of these other coaches that basically become an albatross on a program. Become a lead weight on the ankle of a program. It's good to have this turnover every now. We don't like it. Look, man, I'm a Drake guy. I hate this shit. I mean, it happens way too often. But it is what's supposed to happen. When guys stay too long, problems occur.
Penn State fans have made the point, many of them, that a 3-game losing streak got James Franklin fired. A 4-game losing streak got Matt Campbell hired. There's such a difference in the pressure and expectations.
Yeah, but the USA Today guy, but that was in Ames where they don't know the difference between a win and a loss. And here he'll have much better players because everybody wants to play for Penn State. They don't want to play at Iowa State.
A week ago, my criticism of Nebraska football was thrown back at me with Here's a guy that never could get out of Market 67, and it shows. And it made me laugh. But it's just like, okay.
And you got really nothing for that, right?
I'm not hurt. I'm happy. I think that was my response.
I can explain all of this over Twitter, but we know how that goes.
Okay, so why would Matt Campbell have considered staying? And again, the deal's not done, but it's heading in that direction. Well, it's really unstable at Penn State. They fired a coach who was one win from the national championship game last year. They fired him the following season at the beginning of the season, and they clearly had no plan in place. You do something that dramatic.
He was
that
a
drastic,
play away.
Yeah, he's a play away from the national championship game. They fired that guy, and coming out today, you see this leaked audio, and leaking audio, it takes a bad person to do that. Mm-hmm. But you get this leaked audio of Pat Kraft talking at length about why Penn State is behind some of these other programs in the Big Ten. And among the things that he says is that it really hurts to be where they are in Happy Valley, and what's the name of the actual
State
College, that it really hurts to be there because they're 3 hours from any big city, and now that these players are getting NIL money, they want to go into the city, and like even players at Georgia make the trip to Atlanta, and they go to Atlanta, and it's a real handicap right now. But then he also says, but that doesn't seem to apply to Oregon, but they got a bunch of weirdos up there. So he's kind of all over the place with his thoughts. But this would be your direct boss. And a lot of people like some of what he said and some didn't. But he was venting, and the search has been a mess to the point where the president has now intervened at Penn State to try to help bring this thing to a conclusion. Pressure, you mentioned it. Why would Matt Campbell consider staying at Iowa State? He's under some pressure, but nothing like he's going to be at Penn State. He is going to a place that has a terrible recruiting class. It's empty right now. They're going to have to make up the difference with NIL money, which they do have a lot of, but they're 7-5, 8-4 is not okay there. 9-3 is not okay there. They expect to be competing for the national championship. There's pressure with that,
and this almost always happens, right? I mean, if you get Urban Meyer, then a gigantic class comes in immediately, and this isn't a topic of conversation. For just about everybody else, it is. I mean, there's a year where everything turns over. It's a rebuilding year. It's something that everybody just has to kind of deal with. I will point out that the problem is that. Iowa State fans they don't hear or care about that at all right now. What they're worried about is not only is Matt Campbell leaving, but Rocco Becht is going to leave, and all of these recruits are going to leave, and every good player that's on the roster at Iowa State, they're all going to leave. They're going to go to Penn State, or they'll go somewhere else because of this coaching change. And maybe that's true. Maybe it is. But it's just really sort of what happens.
It is, and inevitably when a coach leaves and goes somewhere else, some of those players do go. Reality with Penn State is most of the players Iowa State recruits would not be recruited.
Realistically, is Rocco Becht going to go to Penn State and be their starting quarterback there? I mean, think about that. I don't see that.
Not after this season. You could have convinced me of it last season, but Rocco seems to love where he is.
And look, and the other thing that you just have to do is have some faith in Jamie Pollard, who hired Matt Campbell, okay? Right? I mean, he hired all of these coaches that you have either, really cried in your beer over losing, like Fred Hoiberg, or guys that you are paranoid that you might lose, like Matt Campbell or T.J. Otzelberger. I mean, that's the guy who is still in place, and the guy that you have to turn to here. Jamie Pollard is had a pretty darn good track record of bringing in new coaches. So,
and I would say
happens.
he's got a succession plan in mind. He knows about this possibility. Now, there are some myths out there about Matt Campbell. You would read or hear some Cyclone fans that think he's been offered all of these jobs that he hasn't been offered. Fans need to realize, and so do reporters, there's a difference between an inquiry, are you interested, and a job offer. And that also includes USC, where he was going to take that job and go to USC, and then Lincoln Riley became shockingly available in the 11th hour, and USC flipped its desire to get Lincoln Riley over Matt Campbell, and you can understand why. But some of these myths that are out there, like Campbell's been offered 37 jobs or something, he has kind of become the guy who's not available. So more and more, the search groups, the search firms, and the ADs, they've kind of stopped even approaching Campbell. So if he was going to make a move, one that seems to fit him pretty well. He's a Midwest guy. Penn State, as you've said, feels more Midwestern than it does Northeastern. This seems like a good fit if he wants to go and see what he can do with all the resources at his disposal.
Well, it seems like a good fit in its previous form. In its current form, it's a damn mess. I mean, Penn State is a mess right now. It is. Yeah, it has fallen from its throne. I mean, fallen hard, and it hasn't come back to it in a long time. It is trapped in a division with more competition than ever, right next to Ohio State, and really Michigan as well. I mean, we're discounting Michigan because they haven't had the type year that they did under Jim Harbaugh or whomever, but they'll be back.
Sure.
It is, and honestly, it's not really regional football anymore. It's national football. I mean, these conferences go coast to coast.
Oregon is a Big Ten contender.
Right. And so they are not they're still a big fish, but they're far from the big fish.
How much do you think Matt Campbell had to get over being choice D or E? I mean, because he's a guy that shouldn't have to be choice D or E. Well, but he was in the middle of that 4-game losing streak, too. That's a tough sell when that was going on.
Well, the USA Today columnist, I'm glad you brought that up, he would point out where, if you're at Iowa State, you're never going to be more than choice D or Z or whatever. I mean, but look, I mean, all the reasons that you pointed out. I mean, he's not been receptive to other good jobs for whatever reason. He's proved to be somebody who's very happy where he is for quite a bit of time, and we've loved that about him.
It's a great place for a family, and he has a family that seems to love living in Story County.
We have no idea. Really, I mean, Matt Campbell is kind of a closed book. I mean, really, we were talking about this.
He's in a football bubble for sure.
We don't know him very well. I don't know what his values are. He may be feeling right now like, look, I've been at Iowa State for a long time now. I'm ready for a change. And it doesn't really matter that it's Penn State. It's just a big job, good opportunity that looks okay to him. Or it could be that, look, this is the job that he's wanted since he was a little kid. We don't know. And it's kind of pointless to sit here and look at it like, what did we do wrong at Iowa State? What didn't we do to keep Matt Campbell? It might have absolutely nothing to do with Iowa State.
Well, and Matt Campbell didn't try to keep this secret at all. I mean, this was a public meeting. Penn State flies into the Ames airport, gets in a stretch SUV limo, and drives over to Campbell's house. I mean, there was no attempt to make this like a meeting at a Holiday
Is there a stretch
Inn
SUV business in Ames? And,
there must
please tell me that guy's got a second and third job.
Hey, there's a lot of money in Ames.
Finally! I've been waiting to use the big stretch SUV limo. Finally get my chance.
Oh, yeah, thank you, Penn State, for coming in and
There's
renting.
10 inches of snow on the ground, but God damn it, I'm breaking out the big limo.
But he didn't try to keep it secret. This does certainly fly in the face of how Matt Campbell presents himself and his culture. I don't think it's dramatic enough for fans to go like, well, what happened to all the virtues and character that and culture that Matt Campbell says he expects and demands of himself and his players. I mean, he just had signing day Wednesday. I mean, he did just stand up there like a guy committed to Iowa State football, but I think 10 years in and constantly showing when he did have options to consider other jobs, staying, I think he'll be, if the ink dries, I think he'll be sent off with good luck and farewell.
There's never a completely clean exit for anybody who's still wanted at his current job, right? I mean, the Greg McDermott exits are 1 in a million, right? When a guy gets another job right at the time where you were willing to do anything to get rid of him.
Steve Alford.
Good point. All right, touche. He's done that like 3 or 4 times from different schools.
Oh,
but
I fell upstairs again.
I mean, that just doesn't happen. I mean, a guy that is still wanted. Anytime he leaves, there's going to be some hard feelings because he's still wanted and he's not there anymore. He's leaving. And, you know, when he's talking to recruits, I mean, every coach that leaves a job is right up to the point where he knows he's leaving. He's telling recruits that he's staying. I mean, what else is he going to do? So, I mean, you have to understand that. I mean, I know people are looking at it, they're like, hey, he just made all these promises on Wednesday. Well, you know, so did every other coach who's going to leave for another job, and every recruit that tells a coach in a school that they're going to be there and then they move on. I mean,
we're not even talking about how ludicrous it is that Matt Campbell's under contract to 2032.
Yeah, that doesn't even enter into the conversation.
We don't even bring that up.
Talking about professional sports.
Under contract for 7 more years. What's that mean?
Contract
Nothing.
in air quotes only. Yeah, if only the rest of us had contracts like that.
Right, so strategy here for Cyclone fans, maybe even Jamie Pollard. What do you need to do to make sure that TJ Otzelberger never goes to Penn State? Because this school is coming over here and taking legends out of the place.
I wonder if Cale Sanderson's name came up here. I mean, it does not apply in any way, shape, or form. But well, totally I'll tell you, really, I just had a good experience in Ames when we went out of there and took Cale Sanderson out of there. It was great.
They backed up a truck of money, and
more
since.
More from Ames, Iowa, please. Yeah, you're right. I mean, but this is honestly the kind of stuff, though, that leads a fan base to buck up and be like, okay, let's make sure that we're at least taking care of, you know, the rest of the coaches right now and making sure that this doesn't happen with him.
Aren't fans so sick of this crap? I mean, in this world where LSU can afford to pay 3 coaches more than $100 million, that fans have to dig deep. When you're at Westown Tap this week, if you could just have 1 fewer beer and donate that to the NIL, we'd really appreciate it, because we really could use that money. And if you could just order something from our NIL, like the Ames, what is it, Ames Lager?
The Ames Lager.
If you could order the Ames Lager, that'd be great. Just we're really hurting for money. Well, you're hurting for money in some ways, not in the ways like to pay coaches crazy salaries.
Well, I mean, what can you do as a fan? You can do a lot as a fan. You can say, look, I am not going to contribute my money to this school that's giving a giant buyout to their next coach. Right now, you can stand up, you can put your foot down as an Iowa State fan and say, okay, Matt Campbell's out of here. The next coach that we hire, I want him handed a contract that says he cannot leave until the end of the contract, or he owes us $100 million. There is no buyout clause. He has to fulfill the entire contract. That's what we want, and I am not giving any money to NIL or to Cyclone Athletics unless they agree to present that type of contract to the next coach. And let's see where that goes.
Well, you need
like hiring a coach.
You need a trailblazer. You need a rogue to do that. Those are Jamie Pollard traits, right?
He probably would love to be the guy that does that, but at the same time, I mean, he wants to. he wants to get the best possible candidate, and you're not going to get the best possible candidate if you put those kind of stipulations there. I mean, that's where the bar is right now. As ridiculous as it is, that's where it is.
I know
in college and professional sports right now.
But if you were, say, Taylor Mouser or Nate Scheelhaus, if you're somebody who would really love this job, you might agree to that. Look at some of the contracts we've agreed to. Let's get a quickie poll here from WCI Pools and Spas in Ames and Urbandale. I know the initial poll was about where do you think Matt Campbell's coaching next season?
Yeah, we had where do you think Matt Campbell will coach next season? That's obviously become a little dated. It was 55-45 Iowa State.
Oh man. Okay.
So it's going to hit hard. What's your prediction for Matt Campbell at Penn State? Again, assuming that this does go final and then he does leave Ames for State College. Huge success. We're talking like annually in the CFP, competing for Big Ten championships. Franklin-esque, which is, I think, very good, but just maybe short of great.
But fireable.
But fireable. Or a flop. He's going to flop. He'll be fired in 3 or 4 years.
Just sort of great, but you're fired.
Yes. Huge success at Penn State at this point means win a national championship in the next 5 years, probably.
James Franklin, and we've seen just with his interactions with Kirk Ferentz and how much he annoyed Ferentz, that there's more here just than Franklin didn't win. He didn't beat top 10 teams. He didn't win big games for the most part. He did have them in the national semifinals last year, but
Penn State fans will say that's because of the talent that he had there.
But it probably is too easy just to say he didn't win the national championship. There was just something not quite right in the fit, the arrogance. Something didn't seem... we are Penn State.
Now, when a guy like that doesn't win all the games that you want him to win, and he wasn't winning the right games,
right?
That's the problem. I mean, when a guy like that, with that personality, doesn't win the right games, he gets a far shorter leash, right? I mean, when you really like the guy and he is doing the same things with the schedule and the wins and losses, James Franklin, you give him more slack. But Matt Campbell is really different than James Franklin, and that's probably another element that goes into the coaching hire that we're probably not thinking of. Is that when things go radically wrong? I mean, you're not only trying to find somebody that is going to win. I mean, you're trying to find somebody that is going to approach the job differently, right? With fans. Yep. With media, with the people at the the higher ups at the university.
And I think he's a good fit for that. I do. I think he's the kind of guy.
He's a close to the vest guy. Yeah.
Now, do I think he's going to? What was the top choice AD? Huge success.
Huge success, which again I think we probably have to say means winning a national championship.
I don't know that I would say that because in some of Iowa State's biggest games, they haven't been at their best. I wouldn't say I think he's like a coaching genius or anything. I think he is a coach of great culture and doing more with less, but now he doesn't need to do more with less. Now he needs to do more with more if he signs this deal and goes to Penn State. This is not let me go out there and beat you with my culture and 2- and 3-star players. This is I gotta keep these high-priced $1 million 4- and 5-star players all pulling from the same end of the rope, and let's go win a national title. Let's beat Ohio State.
I mean that kind of rhetoric is going to get him nowhere. And it didn't get him far here, but it's going to get him nowhere at Penn State. It'll probably wear out very quickly.
AD, can you? There's so many comments coming in. Understandable.
Yeah.
Can you find some you find interesting and let's respond to those as we interact.
I've been kind of throwing them up throughout the show, but I'll
get ones that can maybe be a couple of talking points.
Okay.
Interact on YouTube on X. It's Murph_Andy. Email Murph_Andy at iowaeverywhere.com. Powered by Cellular Advantage, 35 regional locations, and proud partner with U.S. Cellular since 1993. All right, so who should the Cyclones get as the next coach?
That's been a big question. Is that I think the two biggest things we've seen are who will Iowa State get next, And then how will Matt Campbell's kind of legacy be remembered? Will he be welcomed back? That kind of a thing. How tarnished does this make his legacy? Because obviously in these minutes right now, Cyclone fans are hurt. They're dejected.
Tarnishes Matt Campbell's legacy?
Yes.
I don't think it tarnishes it at all.
You think Cyclone fans will get over this pretty quickly?
I mean, it's not a matter if they get over it. I mean, they will look at him as a guy who is the all-time winningest coach at Iowa State until somebody else wins more.
Checked boxes no one ever has.
All those. No, those were not huge boxes, right? Those wouldn't even be boxes on page 26 at Penn State. And there wouldn't be, and he knows that. But
first 10-win season.
They liked him. He never did anything. He never did anything that Iowa State fans didn't like. He didn't. I mean, he was not a controversial coach. All he did was bring in, two-star talent and turn them into NFL players. I mean, he did really well here. He made, he had a tight circle of friends. And I don't think he made any enemies here.
I don't think so either. And I think ultimately, after the hurt, if this all goes through today or when it does, I think Cyclone fans will think about all that he did and that he gave 10 years when right away when the success started, Hawkeye fans especially said, well, I mean, Kirk Herbstreit said on national television, sorry, Cyclone fans, he's gone. I mean, this was in the middle of the season.
That was like year 3, right?
Yeah, I remember doing my Murphy's Law commentary on, Kirk, you can't say that in the middle of the season. That's so unfair to the players. And then we talked to Kirk Herbstreit about that later, and he kind of owned it and said, in retrospect, he shouldn't have done that he was just trying to say that's how in demand Campbell was. But yeah, everybody, not just Hawkeye fans, but national media, everybody's saying Iowa State can't keep this guy. And he stayed 10 years, and he had a lot of success. So I also think it matters where he's going. He's not going to another job in the Big 12. He's not going to a rival school. He's not going to a place where you can't understand it. I think most people can see why he would do this. And at age 46, if you're going to do it, if you're going to shoot big and go for all this is the time to do it.
Yeah,
right?
Right. I mean, he's not getting out of town ahead of the posse or something.
No.
I mean, he's not in legal trouble or something. I mean, he hasn't done. I'm thinking of all the reasons that fans have, hated on coaches that have fled town. He didn't have some lasting quote like Gene Chizik that he's firmly entrenched in Ames or some BS like that. I mean, he is a guy that stayed here longer than anybody thought he would stay. What else? What could you hold against him?
The other big thing that's coming through in the comments is how far does this set back Iowa State's football program? You're in a year where the coaching carousel has already begun and is pretty nuts. It's pretty clear that Iowa State doesn't have the NIL resources that many schools, even in the Big 12, have, and that Matt Campbell has done more with less. So along with kind of what are the options for the next coach is how far does this now set back? A couple of days after signing day, who knows who goes with him? The transfer portal will open up.
Yep.
How far does this set back the Iowa State football program? How many years is it going to take them to get back? Especially now that you have fans conditioned to an 8-4 season isn't good enough. You got to make a big hire here. So that's another thing coming through in the comments is I think Cyclone fans a little worried that this is more than a 1 or 2 year setback here. This is going to kind of send the program.
I agree, and that's
when you
understandable.
have basketball programs, they're going to demand more NIL because they are national powers.
Yeah, because in a basketball program, you can make your NIL go far enough for Big 12 teams to compete for national championships, including Iowa State. That's possible. It's not possible in football to win the national championship at Iowa State as things stand right now. Matt Campbell knows that. Also, some context is needed here. Like, yes, Campbell did all these things that no coach has ever done, but the resources at Iowa State have changed dramatically. in the
and he
past
gets a lot
20
of that
years.
credit.
He gets some of the credit for sure, and he has gotten the credit, and will continue to get some credit. But it's not all just winning football. Some things followed. You had to have a better stadium. You had to have better resources. You had to increase coaching salaries. You had to recruit better. All of those things, and even Gene Chizik up the recruiting. That paid dividends for Paul Rhodes in some of his years. So there is that. I also think that Matt Campbell, I think he did probably, I'm speculating to be clear, I think he arrived at a place where he could see, you know what, the Big 12, which is 16 teams, has not turned out to be what he first pictured, which was all 16 teams have an equal shot to win the championship. That was our early analysis and the appeal of the Big 12. But Texas Tech is showing this year, if you spend money like Ohio State, if you spend money like Penn State or Oregon, you can compete for a national championship.
Well, we'll see how long that lasts at Texas Tech. That's not an established program. I don't care how much money they have this year. They may not have that in 5 years.
Well, it's one guy that is giving the bulk of that money.
He didn't get that rich by just throwing his money away every year. That may not stick around.
It may not. The other program is BYU. I mean, they're surprisingly deep pockets.
But I mean, that is an established program. That is the Mormon university in the entire planet. And it is a football power that goes back to the 70s. So that's a different animal than Texas Tech. Texas Tech is they've been a good program. Mike Leach had a really good program there, but it's just recently that they've become one of the deeper pocketed programs. But we'll see how that if that translates to championships, then maybe that continues. If it doesn't, I don't know that you can count on it doing that. But, but you could turn that around and say, okay, but that's part of the appeal of the Big 12, is that you can still make a lot of money here, win a lot of games, develop players that go on to the NFL, have a really good situation here without having to swim with fish that are just way out of your league. I mean, you don't have to do that in the Big 12 anymore. Oklahoma and Texas are gone.
And you can have a 4-game losing streak and have fans melting down that you're leaving.
And here's the thing is that I really thought Chris Kleiman was going to go to Kansas State and be a resounding success. I mean, he was so good at North Dakota State. And he started off fast at Kansas State, which is a program, very probably the most comparable to Iowa State. I think that it is a reality check that it doesn't work out for everybody, right? I mean, you can be a really good coach in a good situation at a school that is, deep enough, pocketed. It's a perfect jump from North Dakota State to Kansas State, and it doesn't always result in a home run. I don't know that there's a hire out there for Iowa State like that, but that's where they need to go, in my opinion, is somebody like that. Like Chris Kleiman was at North Dakota State.
I think we've seen enough from Jamie Pollard to know that he has a progression in mind right now. He already knows the first guy he's going to talk to if this is finalized. He knows the second guy he would talk to if it doesn't work out with the first guy. I believe that he already has a plan. Speaking of Kleiman, let's get to that, because Kleiman retired at Kansas State. And his AD, Gene Taylor, says Kleiman retired because of the cesspool that college football has become.
You just saw one of the greatest guys in this industry walk out of this room and retire from coaching, from the business that he loves. And what really pisses me off is he's doing it because where we are in this industry. And if we don't get this thing fixed, and I mean, I'm a part of that, as every AD in the country and the conference commissioners. If we don't get this thing under control, more really, really good guys like Chris Kleiman are going to walk away from this business. And I've already seen some of my colleagues do it because they just aren't ready to deal with what we're dealing with. We have to get this thing under control. We have to sign these participation agreements, every school in the country. We have to come together and run the business as equally as we possibly can, and right now that's not the case. and people are ignoring the settlement. They're doing things that are outside of the settlement, outside of the agreement, and we need to get it under control. If we don't, more good people like Chris Kleiman are going to leave this business. And I'm going to do everything I can to make sure, in my role as athletic director here and at some of the committees I'm on in the country, to make sure that we figure out this thing out. But it really hurts me that guys like Chris Kleiman are leaving, because what they came into the business for is different. Doesn't mean it's wrong, it's just different. And we have to find a way to make it as fair as possible across this country, and right now it's not.
Well, I think most of us agree with what he had to say. The biggest obstacle here to what he has to say, though, is the refusal of universities to acknowledge what is so clear, that these are employees. But if you let these players, many of whom at many schools don't even go to class anymore, they're not really even students, but if you let these athletes become employees, then they can collectively bargain, then they can negotiate, then you can put guardrails in place. But they don't want to acknowledge that they're employees, so you have crap go down like Lane Kiffin abandoning his playoff team.
Well, yeah, right.
That would never happen in the NFL.
I have two reactions to that. First, yeah, I totally understand. And secondly, STFU. Give me a break, man. What you are crying in your beer because something happened in this situation that you are fully a part of that you didn't like. But look, I mean, this has been such a long time coming in college sports. It is impossible to assign blame. It goes back decades. This should have been shut down a long time ago and said, whoa, wait a minute. We got to stop right now. No season until we work out what we're going to do about paying players, the direction this whole thing is going. I mean, right now, the cow is totally out of the barn. Okay, I mean, it's gone. It's right. I mean, what are you going to do right now to fix this system in college football, college basketball as well? What are you going to do to fix? It's not just a matter of saying, okay, we'll pay the players. That's not enough. They need to. There has to be a central governing body that everybody listens to, that is able to enforce rules. That is able to. First, you got to set up some rules. They don't even have rules right now.
But the people at the top of the food chain don't want these rules, and much of what you're talking about requires that they be acknowledged as employees.
Look, they don't. They may want those rules, but they couldn't have them right now.
They
couldn't possibly do it, because you would have to tell everybody no college football for a year until we
Sankey is signing off on making this more equitable.
Everybody is on a different playing field, right? And Greg Sankey might be on board with that, but Alabama and LSU and Texas, they're not going to be feeling the same way that Vanderbilt is. I mean, everything is. There needs to be total profit sharing. I don't even know what the answer is. They're going to be total profit. It's got to be treated like a professional league.
Correct.
Truly.
And that starts with acknowledging the obvious, that they are employees, but they don't want the insurance, and that it.
Well, but it also goes, it goes to the other sports as well. How in the world are you going to do? I mean, it is a gigantic mess.
One of the surprises to me has been that Kirk Ferentz has been a guy that has evolved in this changing landscape more than I think most of us expected. Chris Kleiman couldn't evolve. There have been coaches, as Gene Taylor pointed out, that pulled the ripcord and got the hell out of the business because they hated what it became. Kirk Ferentz is 70 and said this week he's going to keep coaching next season and beyond.
Yeah, 26? That's next year, right? God, I hope so. I mean, unless you know something I don't know. I just tell them the truth. I feel really good. I had no idea what it feels like to be 70. Now I do. However many months it's been, it doesn't feel any different than when I was 60. I feel good physically. I've got permission from my wife to keep doing this, and it's what I like doing. I really like enjoying it, or enjoy doing it. unless we just just screw this up beyond repair, which we're trying to do right now in college football, I don't envision stopping anytime in the near future. It's what I do. Don't golf. When I did, I stunk. So I don't see going back to that.
I love that answer. Everything from my wife says I can keep doing this to
which he's serious about that.
He is serious. Doesn't have any hobbies. Stunk at golf. If you know Kirk Ferentz, if you go out to a charity fundraiser where it's golfing, he will drive around in the golf cart.
He just walks around,
sees everybody, likes to have a beer in the pool, that kind of thing. But he doesn't want to golf. He loves what he's doing. He has evolved, but he's also right when he says he will get out of it if they manage to completely screw this up even more. It does feel like it's wobbling. That this isn't all on Lane Kiffin, but a coach abandoning his team as it pursues a national championship has really put a spotlight on how screwed up it all is.
Right, because the contracts don't mean anything.
Yep.
That's an entire institution there. But, yeah, this is the kind of thing that makes you appreciate a guy like Kirk Ferentz, realize what a unique situation that Iowa is in. I hope their fans take a day like today and do appreciate that. I know that they probably are. But at the same time, I mean, we're not too far removed from points where fans were ready to move on from Kirk Ferentz. But you got to count your blessings and remind yourself where we are in the pecking order. Usually sometimes we'll have a USA Today columnist that helps us do that. But
right.
Yeah, I mean, it is a system that is difficult for coaches that have been in the profession for a long time to imagine. And if you were to introduce Kirk Ferentz to 2025 rules 15 years ago, he'd have quit right then. But he's slowly gotten used to them as we've gone along.
Well, Justin said in the comments that he feels like Beth Getz forced Kirk Ferentz to evolve. And I think that's true at least on one issue, and that's
issue.
That's nepotism.
I don't think she's had that much influence on him.
But the one thing is, we understand as fathers that sometimes you are blinded by the love of your children, and you can't always see straight. And he couldn't see straight on Brian Ferentz. I mean, Brian Ferentz had to be removed, and it should have happened sooner as the offensive coordinator. But that's his dad, and his dad couldn't see it for what it is. And it's gotten better since then. Let's hit on a couple of things before we circle back, as we'll keep doing here on Matt Campbell. Give Cyclone fans something good to feel about, and that's the historic shooting night for the Cyclone men the other night. 22 of 30 from three-point range. That's 73%. Scored 132 points. That's a school record. Yes, it was Alcorn State, but here's TJ Otzelberger on the hot night.
It's great for our guys because the work that they do, I mean, again, we're not necessarily in this to try to break records. We want to play to a standard and play the best we can every possession. It's great to see some of our guys with their confidence get going, shooting the ball the way that they are. So, we'll just continue to do the hard work and play it one possession at a time. But, our guys, again, for the work that they put in, they should feel good about the way that they shared the ball and the way they shot the ball. Now we need to continue to get better doing it.
What a whiplash on the schedule from Alcorn State at home to at number 1 Purdue. I don't know that there's ever been more of a right turn on the schedule than that. Alcorn State was bad and Purdue is good. Can't wait for this game tomorrow.
Yeah, it's funny the way that you and I are looking at the Alcorn State game as opposed to the way I think Cyclone fans probably look at it. I mean, we look at it like, oh my God, that is no kind of warm-up to go into the number one, a game with the number 1 team in the nation. Get anything out of that game. All the Cyclone fans I talked to had a blast watching that game the other night. I mean, it was just fun, right?
They turned it into a papa shot.
I mean, the basket was the same size, right? I mean, they still hit those shots. I mean, Momcilovic goes 8 of 9. I mean, that's still fun to watch. Yeah. You want to see every now and then. It's fun to see the slugger just step up there with a fungo bat and or an aluminum bat, try to hit it out of the stadium. I mean, it's fun to see that. But at the same time, I mean, at least we are getting Purdue. right, at this point in the season. I mean, there are times where you don't get any of that stuff until you get well into the conference season.
Purdue a 5.5-point favorite. That game, 11 a.m. CBS tomorrow. Andy, we see many people here at Westown Tap. The newly renovated, by the way. I took the wrong turn when I came in.
It's been fun to sit here and watch everybody walk in and turn right to go to the bar and then stop and turn around.
Yeah.
It feels like for years these rooms have been the wrong way around.
This is the right way.
And now they're finally fixed. Yeah.
I'm glad to see it.
This big party room, it has this huge long wall, and they've turned that into their bar, so they're not as crammed in. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It's a nice looking place.
But you see people here enjoying pints. Well, if you want a beer, and you're a student at UNI's playing Wichita State tomorrow night, and beers are on Ben Jacobson.
Hey, Panther students, Coach Jake here. We've got the Wichita State Shockers coming in 7 o'clock Saturday night. We need you in our Panther Mayhem section. The first 300 students will get a voucher on me to the concession stand for a pop and a popcorn, or if you are 21, for an alcoholic drink. We need you here Saturday night, 7 o'clock, against the Shockers. Go Panthers.
Can you imagine if 10 years ago I told you, Andy, Ben Jacobson is going to appear on camera and offer students a beer.
An alcoholic drink.
If they're an alcoholic drink.
That's an aggressive way to say that, isn't it? Yeah.
It is. Not a beer, it's seltzers. A lot of college kids like the seltzers.
It includes it all. Well, first of all, if he had said that 10 years ago, he would have looked exactly the same.
Yeah.
He is not. He's aging like a big boulder. That is funny. It's always kind of funny when the coach has to do the PSA to get fans into the stands.
Yeah.
Would you please come and watch all this hard work that we've been putting into the
I'll buy you a beer.
Team.
Or popcorn and a pop if you don't have a fake ID. It is time to find out what's bugging you.
Hi, I'm Tom Coates. If what's bugging you is your credit card debt, please call us at Consumer Credit of Des Moines. Since 1987, we've helped over 100,000 people, and we can help you.
Hi, this is Ryan in Colorado. What's bugging me is that the state of Iowa has more snow than the state of Colorado. Also, college football season's over?
Hey guys, it's Jens from Ankeny. What's bugging me this week is the cold weather and all the snow. Just the fact that it is the first week of December and we've already been hit with 7 to 10 inches of snow and sub-zero temperatures. It's still fall. I mean, I know that we get some cold weather and some snow in the fall now and then, but to have them back to back like this with no end in sight, it's awful. Knowing that we still have the entire winter ahead of us and we're going through this right now, it just sucks. But hey, God bless those UPS and FedEx drivers, and I'm glad that I'm not one of them out there because this is their busiest week of the year, delivering all the Black Friday, Cyber Monday stuff, and they're having to traipse through inches of snow and being all bundled up trying to keep warm and everything. So I salute you. We're all in it together, but it does suck.
Nice. Yeah, nice. That's a good message. Hey, Andy, what if Matt Campbell just came out today and he said, like, look, I've agreed to terms with Penn State. Everything is as I've asked. I feel really good about the deal there. But I will stay at Iowa State if they start selling beer stadium-wide next season.
Boom. Instantly that happens.
It happens instantly. All right, let's get some throwdowns, AD. Maybe get some assists from some of our viewers, listeners. Gosh, the comments are absolutely bonkers right now. Is there something going on?
Throwdowns. It's Throwdowns. Backed by Heartland Tire and Auto.
Heartland Tire and Auto brings us Throwdowns, an authorized dealer of both Firestone and Bridgestone tires. We appreciate them. Going to be cold and wintry, as we just learned in What's Bugging Andy, or What's Bugging You.
It's kind of dreary out. Yeah,
it
looks like you need good tires today.
All right, so I'm going to kind of just lay this out. A lot of this is in the comments. Matt Campbell, I think, probably not even arguably the best football coach in Iowa State history. Assuming he leaves for Penn State, Andy, is Matt Campbell still statue worthy?
It totally depends on what happens from here and the relationship that he maintains with Iowa State. If we never hear from him again, I don't think so. If he goes and has huge success somewhere and harkens back to Iowa State, comes back maybe after he retires or sometime during his career, still comes back, says nice things, he'll be remembered very, very well, and he will be statue worthy. I mean, that's what makes somebody statue worthy, is right. It's like not only do they have to kind of go somewhere else and continue to achieve, not only do they have to put up the numbers at your institution, but they have to continue being like somebody that you're proud to say was affiliated with your university. If he goes off and he's a dick, right, and you never hear from him again, doesn't come back, doesn't acknowledge Iowa State, well then no, they wouldn't do it. It doesn't matter. I mean, his numbers he didn't win a national title here. But there's somebody like Dan McCarney who has not won as many games as Matt Campbell has, who is statue worthy. I mean, honestly, he's a guy that is beloved at Iowa State. For sort of what he did, but mostly for his personality and what he's been after his coaching career.
To me, it's a no. I think this is something for fans to decide, lesser extent administrators. But to me, it's a no. It's 10 years. If he signs this contract, and there must be something he really wants, and I think it's NIL, more. That's how you win these days. But I don't think 10 years, exiting at age 46, no conference championships, no national championships. I don't think that's statue worthy. No, I agree. Even though there's such a disparity in the success level, you have to take that into relative context. I think Dan McCarney is worthy of a statue for what he has meant to Iowa State football.
All right, Murph, there are things like a track record of success, a connection to Iowa State, a big name, or whatever that means, a coach with players who may follow him in the transfer portal. What's the number one most important thing that Jamie Pollard needs to look for, assuming he needs to hire a head coach here in the next couple of weeks?
A good fit. You just have to have somebody understand what they're coming into and some of the limitations. And I think, just to go back to something we've said many times when Iowa State was hiring a football coach, because I've been here for at least 5 of them, you need to have somebody that can do more with less. Now, you don't need to do as much more with as much less as you used to, but it still would help to have an innovative offensive mind, like John Haycock has mostly had success doing an inventive defense. You're not going to have the most NIL money. You're not going to have the most resources. You're not going to have the easiest recruits to cherry pick out of your own state. You're not going to have a lot of the advantages that some programs, even in the Big 12, have. So you need somebody that truly can do more with less, even in 2026.
I'll put a stipulation on that. I agree that's the most important quality, but I think it still comes after track record of success. That's got to be the first thing. There are plenty of guys out there that would seem like they'd be a perfect fit personality-wise for Iowa State, but if they have not proven that they are a winning college football coach at and it can't be Division III or something. I mean, it's got to be a Division I winning track record showing that he is truly a good football coach. It's got to start with that, and then you move on to, is their personality the right fit for Iowa State?
Andy, Matt Campbell loves the color black. Iowa State fans have reluctantly, I think, accepted that as part of their uniforms under Matt Campbell. We've heard Jamie Pollard has told us on Murph and Andy that a big reason why they've gone to that is to kind of keep Matt Campbell healthy or happy. It's interesting he's going to a place where they're going to have whiteouts every year. He's gone away from the school colors, Andy. Now that, assuming Matt Campbell is gone, should Iowa State burn the black uniforms?
you're going hard there. Burn the burn. Like I thought you were just going to say abandon the uniforms, but actually destroy them.
Light it on fire at the 50-yard line.
This is a Cyclone fans' call. I'm out of my league here, but I think you move on. I think you let those go. That's a Matt Campbell thing. It's not maybe the next guy likes black even more than Matt Campbell. I don't know, but that's a Matt Campbell thing. They have come out with a whole line of great uniforms this year alone that aren't black, that are really, really cool they can move on to. So they have plenty of options, but that's a Matt Campbell thing. It didn't really ever fit, in my opinion, so I think they move on.
One of the school colors should always be included in the uniform, even if it's just accents. If it's all white
I'm going to put that on your gravestone.
I know, but I feel strongly about it. And this... do you know something?
No, but
okay. You don't mean I'm done. Okay.
I'm not totally sure that I'm going to live longer than you, but if I do, if you don't buck up and put that on your gravestone, you're going to see me in there with just like a hammer and a chisel.
Make it part of my eulogy. But they should have the school colors should be part of the uniform. And I think they proved this year how good the school colors can work when you have good uniforms. They had several sharp looks this year. Stay with those. And what's Matt Campbell going to do when he can't wear that same hat? He's had that hat. That hat, it's like it's now like kid size, but it's still on his head.
They're just going to raise that into the rafters there. Just leave it, and I would just bury it.
All right,
Jeez.
that's throwdowns.
All right, thank you, AD. Man. A lot going on here today. Latest, as we understand it, just heard, Matt Campbell has not told the staff at Iowa State yet that he's leaving. He hasn't told the players he's leaving. So not trying to give anybody false hope, but it's not a done deal. There's not a done deal yet. Negotiations continue, and we'll see. I think you do. It's okay, Andy, to say until it's a done deal, be careful. We're talking about, we're speculating because it sure looks like.
Yeah, we don't want to be the two dipshits that sat here and talked for 3 hours today about how Matt Campbell is leaving, and then he didn't. Right. I mean, you have to cover the bases here. This is going on. I think we have a feeling about what's going on here. But yeah, I mean, this kind of stuff happens. There's a road paved with good intentions, sure thing, coaching moves that didn't end up happening, but it sure feels like it's going to.
Confluence.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Yeah, Confluence is the official beer of Murph and Andy. Confluence.
Going to be a lot of Confluence drank tonight.
We're good things.
We're having some right now.
Come together. Andy, what are you drinking today?
This is a St. Nick's gingerbread-inspired ale.
Ooh.
My first
That's seasonal.
My first Friday in 4 months that I'm off, and I've got to go to work. So
yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, you don't sound like you feel bad.
Well, it was just poor David there by himself, right?
Yeah, he's probably just getting that hair perfect.
Yeah,
he's got great hair. Scott, before we introduce you, it sounds like you have something on your mind.
Can we skip Scott School today?
Scott School is cool. Yeah.
We already had Andy School earlier today with the Wolves and Yellowstone.
Yeah. Did you hear
and by
that?
the way, if you're somebody that's like, I watch this show for everything but deep dives on coaching changes. What are you doing?
Sorry.
Well, here we go. Here's Scott School.
So just recently
He's not
shiny.
He doesn't know.
He's going to pull something completely out of his ass
He
here.
thought he wasn't going to do it. He thought we were going to be okay with it.
You're making this up, aren't
Murph
you?
is like, no, we need it anyway.
Scott School, presented by Carbless Premium Handcrafted Cocktails.
Sponsored, man.
I know. I was going to give him a shout out.
Hang on, he's about to make up for it with this stupid quickie poll.
Can we skip this too?
Oh, nope.
Nope, we got to do the...
This is actually interesting to me.
What's the proper way to cut a sandwich? Diagonal, straight down the middle, rip it, which I've never heard of, or...
What are you, a caveman?
Yeah, like a caveman.
Caveman.
What kind of a sandwich can you
Cut their
rip? I guess a
sandwiches.
PB&J maybe.
Sure, yeah.
Or no, you never cut it. You just eat it. You eat the square.
It's diagonal is the right way to do
Yes.
it, but I probably don't do that enough. I made a sandwich yesterday and I cut it down the middle.
I cut my kids' sandwiches down the middle. I don't cut mine. I'm a man. I eat a square.
What?
Jeez.
Well, you just
he's got this crowd in the palm of his hand.
You can't wait.
Jeez.
He's killing it.
You can carry the entire thing with you if you don't cut it.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
All right.
And he's going to tell us he hasn't had a sandwich in 20 years.
No, I love sandwiches. Sandwiches are great. First, it's a very upsetting day. One, this lighting is terrible for my hairline. And two, I know you guys are being responsible and not saying that Matt Campbell's leaving. I have already psychologically moved into that area. And it sucks. This sucks. And now Rinkowski and I have already started writing the Iowa Nice Guy Ode to Matt Campbell, which will be an emergency podcast, probably filmed tomorrow, it seems like.
I love the emergency term that goes with that. Like, hang on.
Everybody's waiting to hear from us.
Like, Matt Campbell's leaving. Hang on. We've got an emergency here. Let me jump on a podcast. Wait, Chris and Chris, two guys, they had an emergency podcast when Iowa got a recruit from Ohio State, or a transfer.
Caleb Brown, who caught like 2 balls.
Yeah, he
and then transferred out of Iowa.
That is aged well.
Emergency. We have a recruit coming
Houston,
in.
we have a problem.
All right, so Scott, you had just done, I don't think it was emergency Iowa Nice Guy, but 2 themes you had this week. One is you said Cyclone fans are spoiled.
Yeah.
How you feeling about that today?
Well, to be frank, part of my worry and why I wrote the this week's hey, Iowa State fans, we need to be more appreciative of what's happening in Ames, is looking at the stands in Jack Trice Stadium for Senior Day against Kansas. That was an awful showing. And I can't help now, as I get in my catastrophic thinking of Matt Campbell looking up into the stands and seeing a half-empty Jack Trice Stadium while Penn State's having the worst season they've had in a very long time, playing for essentially nothing for that university, and they have over 100,000 people packed into that stadium. And I'm thinking, how did Cyclone fans, how did we do this? Because we used to be the school that showed up when it was a terrible season that didn't have anything on the line. And now we show up for Senior Day, and Jack Trice Stadium looks half empty.
Well,
so that's where I was coming from on
There's
that
too much
one.
to do in Ames. There's too much competition for the entertainment dollar.
Yeah, Sci-Town looks great right
There was
now.
like a flower show over at Raymond Gardens, and there was, they had a Christmas train, and there's nothing to do in Pennsylvania.
Will this hurt your views this week? Because your Iowa Nice Guy has been going bonkers.
It has, except Iowa State. Like when I put out an Iowa State video, it gets hardly any engagement. This week did more because I think I struck a little bit of a nerve. But
I'm serious. A guy just walked in. I thought he was here to beat your ass.
That's fine. Is
He
it
looked
Don
over
Hassel?
at you like that.
But it is now, yes, that's, I guess, the thing is now there's going to be a huge amount of interest in Iowa State. This hopefully will help Chris Williams sell more books. Because there's more interest in Iowa State.
Can he add a chapter for when he comes out with the paperback? He's got to add the Campbell chapter.
Yeah, there isn't a chapter in that book that says that's something like why Matt Campbell will never leave Ames, right? Is there?
Chapter 1, why Matt Campbell will retire in Ames.
Oh, my God. My entire book just went down the toilet in one day.
I was really worried because all we have this next week is the Army-Navy game, and Nick and I have been writing that little section for a couple weeks now, knowing that was coming up, because what else is there going to be this week? And now we have this huge news that most likely is going to happen, and then we'll have the coaching search, and I'm really interested because Iowa State is in a terrible position right now to hire a coach, and the one thing that is the most valuable when hiring a coach in today's college football, in my opinion, is the recruits they can bring with them.
Oh, it's NIL, which is another version of that.
I don't think they're fishing out of the same pond as all these other schools that we've been talking about for a long time. I don't know that it's that bad of a position. And they're looking for a candidate of a different level. I mean, for lack of a better term. I mean,
if Matt Campbell has elevated the program the way that we all claim he has, then he's put Jamie Pollard in a good position to go hire the next coach. You're not going to Drake to get Woodley as much as he seems like a good guy and a good coach. You're going to you're fishing in a different pond, as Andy just said.
And if you look at Indiana when they hired Kurt Cignetti, he brought all of those really good players over from James Madison that gave them a great foundation. So that's what I feel like you have to really look at, especially now that signing window has already happened, or the signing day has happened. You have to also consider, and I trust Jamie. Jamie knows what the hell he's doing. But you're going to have to figure out how do you also fill out this roster, because there will be probably the best players that Matt Campbell has on that Iowa State roster are going to be going to Penn State.
Scott, right now...
Sorry, I'm emotional today.
I know you are. I just want to tell you this, though. There are more than 10,000 people watching live right now. So
isn't that normal? I thought
since the beginning of the show.
Yeah. So you guys cut off Scott School? Come on.
Jeez. Several of the people asked that we do that.
We actually asked you to do Scott School. You were unprepared.
I was ready.
Said no.
I was ready.
All right. Are you okay to continue?
Are we going to keep talking about Matt Campbell leaving?
Yeah. What would you like to say?
I don't want him to go.
Scott School, Scott School, Scott School is cool. Yeah.
So the Kessler effect, all right?
Yeah,
Here's
let's
what
hear about
happened.
that.
So there's a Chinese space station that just got hit with some debris. And it's very scary up there in low Earth orbit, because you could have a chain reaction of the space station getting hit, then that blows up into little pieces, then that hits a bunch of satellites, and then those break off into little pieces, because all those little pieces are going Mach 25 in low Earth orbit. And at some point, the Kessler effect takes over, where there's so much debris scattered in low Earth orbit, we can't even get out of our atmosphere anymore.
We're losing people. We're losing people.
That's Scott School.
Scott School, Scott School, Scott School is cool. Yeah.
All right.
I feel like the Kessler effect is approaching Ames.
Jeez. Let's get some more. Let's get some more.
Oh, okay.
But wait, there's more. From Either Or Eatery and Patio.
Either or, masquerading as tinsel these days, and what a great night to check that out, and all the decorations that they've got there, and the menu. I think we may try to go over there tonight. 6222 Grand Avenue on the edge of Des Moines and West Des Moines, all decked out for Christmas.
Walked over there yesterday, had the old Christmas old-fashioned. I guess I should just call it the Christmas old-fashioned. And it does. It looks so great in there. If you have a date coming up, you should totally take your lady there.
Yeah, it is a really fun place. Really good any time of the day. On Wednesday night, so 2 nights ago, Des Moines failed to break our very old record of -6 set back in the 1880s. But 14 other cities in Iowa did experience record cold, including Marshalltown, Ottumwa, and the Dirty Dodge.
They get really upset when you call it the Dirty Dodge.
Who's they?
The Dirty Dodgers.
The people there?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
The Dirty Dodgers.
The Dirty Dodge. I don't know. I know people from Fort Dodge. That's what they call it.
Some proclaim it proudly, and some are offended.
How bad was it when we were there for RVTV? And in the live shot, the dildo store was in the background.
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
It was like right in the. It was framed up,
and a lot of people turned.
It was like the adult emporium,
and people walked up and saw the camera and turned right around.
They walked out. They're like,
"Oh, I'm out here."
It was like the mirrored doors and everything, so you couldn't see in there. Who's in there shopping for that stuff?
And we were doing a blood drive at the time.
There was a blood drive with the dildo store in the shot. Oh my God, that was funny. All right, the city of Des Moines, man, construction. I knew this was a really big year for like construction projects in Des Moines, because it's like everywhere. Mm-hmm. But all the stuff they've been doing, like the skyscraper downtown and all the roads, all the different stuff that they're putting in. This was a record-breaking year. This is the biggest ever. $680 million in building permits for the city of Des Moines.
Ooh.
I hope somebody told Matt Campbell that. You want to leave now? Now?
But that's Des Moines. That's Des Moines. I think he's a Gilbert guy.
Oh, yeah.
Not anymore.
That's a good point.
He
Hey,
was.
so we are all familiar with the old cartoon movie Frosty the Snowman, right? Remember that?
I am alive. What a neat thing to happen to a nice guy like me.
Yeah, from 1969, that voice of Frosty. You are never going to watch that movie with a clear head again.
I don't think there's anything that could take me out of my enjoyment for Frosty the Snowman and just the family movie that it is.
Well, this is going to change your mind. Frosty was voiced by a guy named Jackie Vernon.
Right.
And according to his son, who was just on some dude's podcast and just spilled on his dad, Frosty had multiple families before settling down with his wife until he died, Hazel. David Vernon was one of that couple's 3 kids. He revealed the surprising news while remembering his late dad during the Nostalgia Tonight with Joe Sibilia radio show, whatever that is, on November 30th. Jackie Vernon had at least 3 and perhaps as many as 5 other families.
This sounds exhausting.
Wow. Before David's, before the last one. Yeah, he said he was married to some of the women, maybe, and was not actually divorced from at least one of them.
What did he do at Christmas?
I mean, he was like, families were like shoes for him.
Yeah.
He was just moving on.
He was
and not throwing, he was like sometimes going back and wearing the shoes again, you know?
He was getting a lot of use out of that carrot nose.
Yeah. I was waiting for that. That was not only a surprise for David, it also came out, that was not the only surprise for David. It also came out that his father had several other sons before his marriage to David's mom, and all of the sons from all of these different families were all named Ralph.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, like all the different families. How weird is, you're never going to watch that movie again?
I'm never going to watch it the
You're
same.
going to be like picturing the voice.
Let me hear it.
Like
Remind
just
me of
out
what
spreading his seed around like he's a lawn sprinkler.
He's not the one who sings though, is it? Was that Burl Ives that starts singing?
No, that's in Rudolph.
Okay, so this could be this guy singing.
Yeah,
what are the lyrics to
Frosty
the Snowman?
Yeah. Had a very happy soul with a corn
And
cob pipe and a bunch of wives. And a bunch of wives. And a bunch of sons he named Ralph.
A bunch of wives. And 9 sons who were named Ralph. If you're not feeling Christmassy enough, guys, and lean into your screens here. If you're not feeling Christmassy enough, the Moore team is here to help with Henrietta and Myrna.
As Henrietta and Myrna are going to sing, I wish you a Merry Christmas, a blessed Christmas, and most of all, a happy Christmas. God richly bless you. Here's Henrietta and Myrna Newdorf right now singing.
It in. She's not helping. She's got to get any help at all. Myrna, thanks for nothing.
She's a care more.
You get your name on the door. You don't do dick. Look
that
at
lady
that.
looks like she could be in the Oak Ridge Boys.
How about that slap and bass line they had going along with that too, man? Guy was in the wrong band.
It was funkier than I expected.
Yeah. From BuzzFeed, here are the most unhinged things that people have done after a breakup.
You
ready?
Boy.
I probably know a few of these.
I'm not on this list.
Scott's probably done a few of these.
Let's find out.
No, these are, some of these are dark.
All right.
I stole the left shoe of every pair of his shoes.
Wow. That's diabolical.
You just wait, Keith.
The person keeps turning right?
Yeah, right.
I did have a situation many moons ago where I was with a lady and her ex still had a key to the apartment. And he showed up, he wasn't supposed to be there, showed up, saw my shoes at the door, stole my shoes.
Scott School, Scott School, Scott School is cool. Yeah.
That was
Andrew's on fire
a little
today.
impromptu. That was pretty good.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Good trigger finger there.
I just found him strewn about in the parking lot. You just chucked them.
Took all his spoons and one leg off his couch. He cheated on me. It's the least I could do.
Okay,
Wow.
That's fair.
Okay. Jeez.
That guy's just got like a brick under one of the couch
Eating
corners.
soup with a fork.
He always did this thing where he'd take the last granola bar and leave an empty box in the pantry. So I emptied out every single thing in the pantry and fridge and left the empty containers down to the spices and flour bags.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's how
All right,
it worked.
buddy. If that's the worst thing that ended up happening to you in that relationship, you got off lucky. Calculated how much money he spent on me, then paid him back exclusively in nickels. Yeah, but she did pay him back. You don't have to do that.
Yeah, you created way more work for yourself.
Listen to this. This guy. This has got to be a woman. Yeah, I threw my engagement ring into a canal.
Ooh.
Rather than selling it and buying myself something nice.
Self-inflicted
Just
wound
hurt
there.
yourself.
Yeah, and if I see that now, I just assume it's staged for social media.
And also, boy, this guy got off lucky.
Listen,
Getting rid of her when he did.
Listen to this one.
Jeez.
Listen to this one. I don't know that anybody goes lower than this.
All right.
I got him in trouble with the U.S. Army.
Jeez.
Around 20 years ago, during the Iraq War, my ex-fiance went AWOL, cheated on me, so I called his unit and told them where he was. He ended up getting dishonorably discharged.
Wow. That's coming strong.
Stays with him forever. Set off fireworks inside his house in the middle of the night.
Jeez.
That's just good, clean fun.
That'll wake you up. That'll wake you up, make you piss the bed.
Remember Bam Margera used to do that to his parents?
Oh, my God.
What was that, Jackass?
Yes.
What's one of Tarantino's 20 best movies of the 21st century?
Yeah,
Jackass?
Jackass the movie.
It is pretty good.
It's
pretty
good.
funny. All right.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I signed him up for various religious groups asking for at-home consultations where he could ask questions prior to joining. Also signed him up for numerous non-family-friendly printed magazine subscriptions.
Man, that took some thought.
It did. That took some effort. I think I would. Some of these I wouldn't tell anybody that I did. I think I would tell everybody. That's a pretty good one. Took the queen-size mattress he gifted me, spray painted a message on it, and left it on his front lawn for all the neighbors to see.
Ouch. That's like the poor guy wearing the sandwich board. I cheated.
Oh, this is a good Andrew, you'll like this one. I made a fake Tinder profile, 3 different... No, I'm sorry. I jumped ahead. This is one, Andrew, you'll like this one. Logged on to her Netflix and watched 5 seasons of Peppa Pig just to ruin her algorithm.
Hell yeah. That's great.
Oh, that's inspired. That truly is.
Here's the other one. I made a fake Tinder profile 3 different times and matched with my ex each time, the same guy who cheated on me. I set up dates with him, and of course, no one showed up, so he ended up thinking he'd been stood up every time.
Ah.
Wow, that's diabolical.
Yeah, I think that guy.
That's still a lot of work.
It is. That guy.
Yeah, well, he got some upset people.
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess. From the bowels of Instagram, we bring you this. Who says there's no beauty in sledding? Guy left his teeth on that sledding hill.
Oh my gosh!
I love they have the YouTube video up here in the bar,
There's
and
a
it's
little
like
delay.
10 seconds behind. So yeah, it was hilarious to just hear. Oh,
Guy just face planted. A New Jersey Christmas tree farm is facing backlash for selling trees spray painted in 9 different colors. Check it out.
Good gosh.
The farm, which has been selling trees since 1958, uses real trees grown on its property, but then paints them with a fireproof latex-based paint specifically for Christmas trees.
They don't have green available?
Yeah, this
is like the horse of a different color in Oz.
I don't know that I really like that one at all.
No, it's like Boise State's Christmas tree.
It's. I mean, they're ugly. Why would you buy one? You know they're probably really expensive as well.
And the best part of getting a real tree is the smell it emanates throughout your house.
That thing
It's gonna
smells
smell like
paint.
latex now.
Yeah, it sucks. I've got to go to my my feeder because I can't read this. My printer's running out of ink. Finally. I'm sorry, Murph. I got this one for you. Now a reminder that chickens cannot and therefore should not try to fly.
Here
it is. Yeah, look at the
Here
bar.
we go.
Here he
Oh,
goes.
yeah.
He goes.
The delay is great.
What was that guy doing?
Oh my
That
gosh.
is a stunt right there. Finish up with this. We go back to the bowels of Instagram. This is Gwen. She is single.
She's single.
She's
Oh,
single.
okay.
And Gwen is more 80s than a Z28 with rear window louvers and a full
My
ashtray.
ideal man doesn't play the drums, doesn't stay late at the bar, does what he says and says what he does not get a fancy lawyer that the other person can't afford if things get weird. My name's Gwen. I am divorced. I have 2 kids, and I will not ever regret having those 2 kids, okay? So that's really important for me to tell anyone who's listening. I type 110 words a minute. I actually can type faster, but I keep a little bit for myself. I blew out my knee jazzercising, so I don't want a guy that's too active. My best qualities? I own a timeshare. My favorite way to unwind is with a Virginia Slim and a big scoop of cottage cheese, half a tomato. Why I want to find love is I just think that everybody deserves a second chance. I want to go to the PTA with somebody. Not just myself. Oh, there's Gwen. She's divorced. Oh, did he run away with his secretary? I left. A great first date with you would be 2 words. Benny Hanna.
Someone in the comments said female Steve Carell or Michael Scott.
Michael Scott from The Office. Yeah, totally.
Oh, my God.
That's your more, everybody.
God, Scott looks different.
Yeah, we switched him up. Chris, move on in here a little bit so
Yeah,
we
hi,
can show the
Chris.
camera.
Chris, how you doing?
Oh, pretty good.
This is Chris Yoki. He is from the Westown Tap, and I didn't even recognize this place when we walked in here.
A little different from the summer.
Yeah.
Lot different.
What all did you guys do in here?
We flipped the bar kind of as we brought up on the patio party. So we went bar about 3 times the size. We've got more seating, not a blind spot as far as TVs in this room, and then took the game room and really kind of sectioned everything out to where, we can bolt things down and instead of have to move them every week.
You flip-flopped them.
Yeah, basically did a flip-flop.
Are you still watching people come in here and
It
start
happens
to turn right
every day, and
I turned
you
right.
You kind of get some shell shock out of some people, and they're like,
I turned right and thought, gosh, I was expecting more people. Oh, there they are.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So it's great.
You kind of needed to do that though, because how many beer kegs did you have to put in that refrigerator over there? 35 or something.
It was like a 6 by 8 foot cooler. We had 37 kegs in. And it was a jungle gym.
It is obviously this is a kind of a Cyclone bar, and a good day to talk Cyclone sports. But do you find that usually for game day you have Cyclone fans that come in here to watch their big games, like tomorrow, for
especially
example?
the morning games? Yeah.
Yeah. Iowa State Purdue tomorrow is going to be a big one.
Tell us about what you guys have as far as food goes.
So today on Fridays, we're actually running our $12 flatbread special, which I have them making you our new Euro flatbread you could try out.
All right.
I think that's going to be a hit. Hopefully a staple piece here. As far as like weekly or game day specials. So during game days, we do 2-for-1 domestic bottles.
If you're trying to make us come in here, what do you tell us you got to eat?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's it. There's
this guy right here.
Okay, that's
that's the new
like
Euro flatbread we just added
that
to the menu.
sucker's kind of hot. I'll put that down. For
Well,
a
it
second.
was cooked.
Yeah.
But Monday we still got steak nights, which we get hand cut New York strips from the Fairway Meat Market in Beaverdale every week.
We approve.
Thursday, all you can eat wings. Can't beat that.
Yeah, can't beat that. Don't want to.
And happy hour includes Friday here. Apparently, we're on happy hour right now.
Happy hour, we actually run all day happy hour 11 to 7. So we do $3 White Claws, $4 domestics, and all our local drafts.
That's
are
almost a
$5.
happy day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
Just a
reminder,
happy
happy hour.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Speaking of happy hour, we're moving to Fridays because it's I'm supposed to be my day off. So we're live at 6:30, maybe.
How are you going to work that in today?
I'm not sure. Stay tuned. That's a tease. So when there's a big game on, like tomorrow's Iowa State Purdue game, sound up.
Oh, yeah. Sound's
Okay,
always
good.
on for Iowa State games whenever they're on. They take precedence.
You guys have a party room as well for people who want to do a impromptu last-minute Christmas party?
Yeah, and we're getting pretty steady use of it. I mean, we're kind of becoming a hub here for events. We've got Capital City Baggers that runs bag tournaments out of there every Wednesday. During the winter, we got a disc golf putting league that takes over the room every Thursday. And then as far as events goes, we've got Iowa Foosball Group that fills the foosball room up every Thursday.
There's an
too,
Iowa foosball group.
Sipker's in it.
I mean, they run 40 to 50 deep every Thursday.
Sipker's got to be in that. Sipker, are you in the foosball group?
Not too good. Every college dorm or fraternity house has one dude that can't give up foosball after he's done with college.
Yeah.
And this is where he goes. He goes into this league.
I'm going to be honest. If you walk in the room when they're playing, when they hit the ball, it sounds different.
Like a gunshot?
Good.
Wow. All right.
I had no idea there was such a thing right there.
I didn't either.
Well, we think you've done an amazing job with the renovations here.
This has been nice.
They look fantastic.
Makes
It
sense.
Makes all the sense in the world. Yeah, and you just a few blocks from my house, so neighborhood friends, we all appreciate what you guys have done here. You made the whole neighborhood better.
No, appreciate it.
All right. That's Chris Yoki joining us from Westown Tap as we're here today. They are just north of 235 off of Valley West Drive and Westown Parkway, kind of in the corner here. Kitty corner from the old Valley West Mall. I think everybody kind of knows where this is.
I think it's still the Valley West Mall.
Yeah, it is. Did you say formerly the Valley West Mall?
Well, there's not much of a mall there anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, it's like a Stranger Things episode.
Just should I say?
No, Walking Dead.
From the J.C. Penney and the shoe store.
All right, it's time for the Andrew Downs audio drop of the day. We call it the AD Squared.
Yeah, it's powered by Game Day Men's Health, helping you out for 2026. Get your New Year's resolutions in now. Get to Game Day Men's Health. It is Friday, so some parental advisory is necessary. None of these bleeps are necessary. None of this noise is necessary. Thanks, Scott.
That's Scott. I'm sorry about that. Jeez.
I have place bleeps so I can hear things that aren't actually being said. What you hear is on you, not us. It's This Week in Iowa, unnecessary censorship.
You've got to start the turkey like a week ahead of time. It takes forever. Those things, I don't know what they do to turkeys.
Andy, one of the truths in business, if you're going to a really successful coach, you need to have a plan in mind.
I have a treat for Andy, actually. You remember that photo of Williams when he was like taking his at the TCU game? The Moore team dug up some video of that.
I'm telling you, you got to try that, man.
I did see, I was someone this weekend, and the new iPhone 17, I had it on this automatic zoom in and out thing where it like follows you, and I didn't know what was going on.
Things just got harder for IRS agents. Some of the agents will now have to watch OnlyFans. The issue comes from the no tax on tits law that was part of the big, beautiful bill.
You said he wasn't going to be an NFL quarterback. And then all of a sudden, not only is he an NFL quarterback, he is leading his team to wins and a huge
AD. Wow.
Not
My mother-in-law is here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on you. That's on you, not us.
What yeah, that wasn't necessary, right?
It was none of it was necessary.
What was that at the end?
Signing a huge contract.
You almost said it was.
Signing a huge contract.
Almost.
Who's signing a huge contract?
Brock Purdy.
Oh, okay. So
Andrew hears everything differently than the rest of us.
I do.
Yes,
It's a curse. Yeah, it is.
having not signed a huge contract yet, as far as we know, is Matt Campbell.
Still waiting on the final confirmation here.
Correct. And until that happens, I think fans hold out. How much, Scott? You're an Iowa State alum.
0%. I think he's gone.
I think he's gone too. But I mean, until it's done,
let's get it over with. Like, get it over with. Tell me now.
There's no team
you look
meeting
really
called.
pathetic, right? If
Yeah,
you're
like holding on.
hope,
Oh,
you look like
please.
that guy.
Please stay.
Don't leave me.
No. Like, I wish him the best. Like, a great coach. He deserves this opportunity. I hope he does really well. But it's one of those things. We just got to cut it off and start getting excited about what might be next.
You don't want to be that guy. No, don't leave. I'll change. I'll do whatever you want me to do.
I'll sell alcohol at the stadium.
Yeah, I'll get those I'll get that hair transplant. I'll do whatever it takes.
Matt Campbell's 10 years at Iowa State, overrated or underrated?
That's it's too early to.
I think
make
so.
that
We have to
call.
wait to see what happens in the next tenure of a coach, because if it does tank, then we probably think more of him. But
What's more likely? It gets better or it gets worse?
Yeah,
It's worse.
That's a good question.
I mean, if you just look at historics,
it's more likely.
It's more likely it gets worse.
Yeah, and that's
not
fair.
certain. Hopefully not. Jamie again has done an incredible job of finding good coaches that fit.
Yep.
So let's hope that happens. But yeah, I mean, this
isn't Gene Chizik.
No.
Well, I mean,
Who won a national championship?
Yeah, with Cam Newton. Yeah.
He's had two bad football coaching hires. He has. Chizik was a bad hire, and Paul Rhodes was a bad hire. There were.
Rhodes, in the time, seemed much more accomplished than he was. I don't think I've ever seen anyone's big wins more diminished.
Yeah.
Like they beat Texas, and you're like, oh my God, Iowa State just beat Texas, and then Texas went like 5-7. In the moment they seemed huge.
And one of the reasons why I couldn't say it's overrated is because there was that moment, if we all remember back to when conference realignment was happening. And if Iowa State isn't in a better position because of Matt Campbell's coaching, it's possible they're in a worse position than they are now. We don't know that stuff for sure, but he had a very positive effect of making Iowa State a more valuable brand.
I think Jamie Pollard was the biggest figure in that missile crisis that the Big 12 went through. But yeah, the Paul Rhodes era, the one win that is not diminished is the one that ended the BCS, essentially, the win over Oklahoma State. That was a legit huge win, upset. Oklahoma State's only loss. That one was big. Some of them did not age well. Campbell has had a lot of big wins.
He advanced the ball a little bit. Paul Rhodes did. I should probably give him that. I mean, but in the end, I mean, the last couple of seasons were
and
really
and
bad.
just to reiterate before we go, it was an 8-4 season that was somewhat uninteresting to most Cyclone fans. Just that fact right alone shows you how far he took the program.
It does, but I think
the conference has changed a lot too.
It
You have
has.
to point that out.
There aren't as many interesting games on the schedule. That's a fact. But I think the thing that mostly took the wind out of this season was the 4-game losing streak. I mean, they did get off the mat and win the final 3 games, but Colorado is awful.
Yeah.
That's a bad loss. And then to let those keep piling up, that is kind of why Campbell's name didn't come up sooner for Penn State. You're not selling Penn State fans on a guy in the middle of a losing streak, but they come back and they win the final 3 games. What if Matt was in there before the game's going, guys, you got to help me get this Penn State job.
I think most of all, though, I mean, what's happened at Penn State is that they've been striking out with their other preferred candidates. And that happens, and we talked about that earlier this week. I mean, you get far enough down on that list, and Matt Campbell is going to look really, really good. And
He's
now
a
you
good
have people
coach.
say he is a good coach. And it may just take that type of situation for a school like Penn State to give him a chance, and then he may end up being just a home run hire who does really, really well. But just to be in the list of candidates early on at a job like Penn State, you have to have achieved more than he has so far at Iowa State.
Does Iowa State accept a bowl bid? And if they do, can they bring back somebody like Dan McCarney? We've seen Wisconsin do this with Barry Alvarez. Bring back a Dan McCarney or even a Paul Rhodes to kind of coach the team. I can't imagine you're going to have a coach.
He's too far gone from that. Yeah, not that he's not there mentally, but it's a bit too long since he's been a head coach.
I think trying to hold on to Mauser or
I think it completely
Peacock.
depends on where Pollard's head is. If his head is Mauser, Haycock, keep most of the staff in place that know the culture, and he's going to promote from within, or even go after like a Shieldhouse, try to get him out of the NFL. If you do that, I think you make that move. Under no circumstances do I think they turn a bowl game down.
No, but we're also forgetting not only what players does Matt Campbell take with him to Penn State, what coaches is he going to be taking with him as well?
Yeah.
I mean, other schools are going to be poaching that team. I mean, like, as an Iowa fan, I want Iowa looking at those wide receivers who are names right now and saying, hey, come on over here. We need some wide receiver help.
Yeah.
Did you?
That's college football.
Brett Eskildson, hey, you look good in black and gold.
Yeah, right, great. Yeah, I can't imagine being a receiver and saying, man,
I gotta get to
I've been
Iowa.
holding out for that job at Iowa.
Hey, Hecklinski, baby.
And I owe money.
Look, I'm sorry, Mark. Go
No,
ahead.
I was just going to say one of the things the Penn State, the leaked audio was Pat Kraft saying, God, we had like
Iowa's 90-year-old quarterback.
Iowa's 90-year-old quarterback ran for more than 100 yards on us. And that's funny.
Don't you wish that people would talk like that openly?
On a bad knee. On a bad knee. He said, 90-year-old quarterback on a bad knee ran for 100 yards on us. Jeez. Poor Gronowski.
That is. I mean, just think that stadium is so big. That school. I mean, and you are right in between. Maybe not geographically, but figuratively, you are right in between Michigan and Ohio State. There. I mean, that is such a tough job. Oh my God, that's a tough.
And Happy Valley is in the middle of nowhere.
They have not been the top dog in the Big Ten since there was a Big Ten.
Right? I said earlier this week
they were in the Big Ten.
One of our text groups, I don't think Matt Campbell is dumb enough to take that job. Because it's the expectation is go win a national championship, and you're not the second or third best team in that conference.
But if you feel like you've hit the ceiling at Iowa State, and I think he does feel that way.
And you see the writing on the wall moving forward.
You're frustrated by the NIL and the shaky finances in the athletics department moving forward mostly because of the Big 12. If you see all that, like he's not in a world that we're in. What's the real risk here?
Yeah.
He gets fired and they owe him $100 million.
And he comes back to Iowa State in 3 years.
Right.
I mean, Florida's coach just got fired. They got a job immediately.
They hardly ever come back.
James Franklin
always
already has a job.
come back here. That really doesn't happen.
He's
very
not
often.
coming back here, but he would get another job.
Yeah, he would get another job.
There's no risk, no real risk.
Other than his family life. We don't know that stuff.
Financially, there's no risk. I mean, the risk to his happiness and his state of mind, there's a huge risk to that. I mean, there really is.
Absolutely.
I mean, he could be miserable there. I mean, look, man, it is a miserable existence to be an unwanted coach at a high-pressure job.
At a place that maybe their expectations have now outgrown their reality.
And then you leave and everybody's pissed at you that they still have to pay money.
Andy, there's some requests to go back to this Yellowstone thing.
No one understood
The
it.
wolves were removed because the elk got fat. The beavers rebelled against it. We're kind of lost again.
No. So
I have to go to work. We don't have time for this whole.
I think it's
like
a
really.
It'll make sense on Sunday.
How many people are listening?
It'll make sense on Sunday night.
Yeah, it made sense today. No, this is the natural order of things. Coaches need to get out there. They got to go out and prove. Otherwise, they get too fat and lazy and happy, and these schools get stuck with these gigantic contracts.
When does Iowa play Penn State next season? Let me look at the 2027 season. Penn State is not on Iowa's schedule for the next 2 years.
Did you think we would know of a players' meeting or some confirmation the deal was done by the end of the show?
I have been waiting for it.
I did, and the Des Moines Register, Travis Hines said Rocco Beck just came and went after about 10 minutes in the Iowa State Athletics administrative offices. But yeah, no word on a players' meeting.
Okay.
I mean, what is it? 99% chance
Penn State
he's gone?
is on Iowa's schedule
yeah.
in 2028. Iowa at Penn State 2028.
He might be fired
Will
by
Matt
then.
Campbell still be the coach? Will Kirk Ferentz? Time will tell.
Yeah, that's a question. Yeah, who lasts longer, Kirk Ferentz at Iowa?
Yeah,
or
who's
Matt
more
Campbell at
likely
Penn
to
State?
coach in that game? That's a throwdown
There
special
it
for
is.
Monday.
Yeah,
Don't
don't
answer.
answer.
Quickie poll results presented by WCI Pools and Spas.
What is your prediction for Matt Campbell at Penn State? Huge success, Franklin-esque.
Franklin-esque.
Flop. Franklin-esque, which is what? Well, let's define that.
It's good, not great.
Did well, not well enough.
Good, not great.
Yeah.
No national championships.
No Big Ten title.
No Big Ten titles.
He was also a D-bag.
Can't beat Ohio State.
He's not
right?
going to be.
Like,
He's not going to be received that way. He's
Right.
not going to portray himself that way.
No, he's a likable guy to a fan base.
Yeah,
for sure.
He
and,
will,
and the players will love it.
He will be better than Franklin in that regard completely.
But short of a national championship, yeah, short of a, and I mean, theoretically fired in 5 to 10 years.
I don't think any reasonable person finds it unforgivable, but if he does sign and leave, some of this does contradict the image he's portrayed. I mean, he just had signing day, and they're going to a bowl game.
But did you ever, and maybe the players do, but did you ever fully buy into that talk? Because I never did. That's
No.
what you have to, that's you just have to say that stuff these days.
If he stays, though, if he somehow did a reverse, they will put up a statue.
Tomorrow.
I hope that happens.
The important quickie poll. What's the proper way to cut a sandwich?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about this
This is
one.
lopsided.
Diagonal running away with this one at 61% of the vote. Straight down the middle says 25%.
Literally one guy rips it.
It's Keith.
Keith voted. He rips it.
No, I think it's Chris. Like the bar owner. I think
He looks like he'd rip sandwiches apart.
I think that guy can.
How would you do it? Do you rip it long way, or you pull it?
Tears it?
You pull it apart, or you got to go
Like a manager.
You tear it in half.
See, you've done this before. He already knows.
I do. I have done it before. Yeah. Couldn't find a knife. And just, yeah.
Couldn't find a knife. Didn't want to eat it whole.
Andy, we just made it to the 2-hour mark. I was holding out.
Is this our longest show ever?
It is.
Okay.
It is.
Yeah.
What a historic day.
It's a good day for it.
We're
Keith
about
doesn't
to
have anything else to do.
Yeah. Would have been better with beer. All right. Well, thank you.
It was.
Yeah,
We
it
will,
was better with beer.
Murph,
keep
you'll
an
be
eye on all
on.
this.
You'll be on TV tonight.
And I'm on in less than an hour.
I think while we were on, Chris Williams did an instant reaction to all of this on Cyclone Fanatic and Iowa Everywhere. So go check that out after you're done watching us.
Jeez.
No way he had an L at Yellowstone tape.
That's true.
No.
You will only find that here.
No, that is our most common question. Not is Matt Campbell really leaving?
It's what the hell
was Andy talking about?
It makes perfect sense. It's a perfectly clear analysis.
Did you see when those comments were coming in?
Seriously, what the hell? You lost us, Andy. You need to workshop this a little more.
It was in its infancy, but it's clear as day in my head.
You landed the plane.
Yeah. AD went to Iowa. Scott went to Iowa State. I went to Valdosta State, which has a mirror test in admissions. They hold it under your nose. If it fogs up, you get in. You went to Drake.
Oh, well.
So you can't be throwing
You
that stuff out
elitist
there.
private school.
Not Harvard. This is
It's the Harvard of Iowa.
Sunday night at What's Bugging Andy, this will be clear as a bell. If
All right.
the bell is clear.
Okay. Well, don't. play games of all kinds, including board games.
Yeah, if you like parlor games, this is your place.
Yeah, they've got it all here. All right, thank you, and thanks for watching Murph and Andy. If you get a chance, please like, review, and subscribe. Apparently, there are many of you watching for the first time. So whatever platform you found us, please keep it going. Check out the merch store over at iowaeverywhere.com.
Happy hour tonight at 6:30, maybe.
6:30. Me see where all this is going. Yeah. I'll tell this myself. I'll be right back. I got